The United States International Development Finance Corporation today committed lending of $553 million for the development of the West Container Terminal of the Colombo port. The terminal is a joint venture between Sri Lanka's John Keells Holdings with a stake of 34%, Sri Lanka Ports Authority owning 15%, and India's Adani Ports, which owns a 51% stake in the West Container Terminal. This event was graced by DFC Chief Executive Officer Scott Nathan, CEO of Adani Ports and Special Economic Zones Limited Karan Adani, Chairman and CEO of John Keells Holdings Krishan Balendra, President's Chief of Staff Sagala Ratnayaka, Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri, US Ambassador in Colombo Julie Chung, and Indian High Commissioner in Colombo Gopal Bagle.
Despite the challenges, I think the results on the macroeconomic performance is there for everybody to see. I reserved when I took over the finance ministry in April last year, $20 million have become almost 4 billion now. The inflation, which was running at around 70% in September, had come down, I think, negative 1% now. Last month. Tourists have started to come, a massive comeback. Already we have received about 1.6 billion worth of US dollars inflows due to this. But if Sri Lanka to really make a comeback, growth need to take place, investment must come in, employment should be generated, and that's how the ordinary people will realize or share the growth of the Sri Lankan economy. These big players coming in with this magnitude of an investment and the transformation gives a very, very positive signal to the world that Sri Lanka is ready for investment, Sri Lanka is ready for transmission, and Sri Lanka has a lot of potential.
I had a chance to visit the site for the Western Container Terminal just this morning. It's so impressive, and I'm so glad to be here. And I really look forward to is coming back to visit a fully operating facility that's making such an incredible difference. And I really can't think of any project that's a better exemplar of that than the project we're here today to celebrate. A project that creates jobs for local communities, a project that supports economic growth at a time of high need for economic growth, a project that makes a difference for the national economy and truly for the international economy by having more capacity for deep water transshipment, the realities in this region, and for global trade make this a critical addition to our global infrastructure.
In September 2021, India's Sadani Group signed a build-operate-transfer agreement with the Sri Lankan partner John Keells Holdings plc and Sri Lanka Port Authority to develop the Colombo West Container Terminal. Construction work began in November last year and is expected to be completed by year 2025.
We are very confident that with the West Terminal, given the strategic location of the Colombo port, right next to the fast-growing economies of India and the other subcontinent countries, that the capacity of the West Terminal will also be absorbed very quickly. And there is potential for more new investment in the port to add further capacity.
This will be the largest FDI into Sri Lanka through a single project. When completed, this project will transform the socio-economic landscape not just in Colombo, but across the island through thousands of direct and indirect new employment opportunities and by massively boosting Sri Lanka's trade and commerce ecosystem. There has been no slacking of pace in our effort to complete the project ahead of schedule. I see this project as the first step through which 3 countries can foster cooperation in the development of sustainable infrastructure like smart and green ports, which will improve the efficiency of port operation and also align with global efforts to combat climate change.